All right, JoeyRitter.com on Twitter at Joey Ritter. Very excited about my guest today. I got Michele Karmin. Michele, great to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Before we begin, I just got to say, first female guest in a while.
Really?
Yeah, I had, when the show started over the summer, I had a good handful of female guests, and then, it's been straight dudes the last like 10 or 12 weeks. So thanks for breaking that up. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
that's good. I'm glad I can help.
So, your latest album, Let Me Introduce Myself Again. Very interesting title. What do you mean by Let Me Introduce Myself again?
Well, like in a nutshell, I like to tell people that it took me like 10 years to get my foot on the starting line, at least with my career. I've always been into music. I've always been singing and performing. Piano was something I had always aspired to play when I was a kid. And so, Let Me Introduce Myself Again was technically my fourth CD, physical CD I released, but kind of like my first real one. And it was the first CD where I was just starting to teach myself piano, but I was composing the music for the first time on the piano. Granted, I had somebody else, an actual professional, play it because it was only the first year. So, but I was actually composing the music on the piano. Now I play everything, but like it was, I don't know, I actually wrote the song before I was playing piano, but it just worked out because it totally seemed like a new me, and I finally kind of like met up with that alter ego of mine, and there it
So,
was. So.
in your early stuff, were you playing instruments at all, or were you just
No,
singing?
I always started out writing the songs for lyric and melody in my head, and I would record it and I would sing it to somebody or have them play it back, and I would hear different textures and styles of the song and express it, vocally, but like I wasn't able to play anything per se,
Mm-hmm.
so now I play the piano and the kick drum, so it's a little,
Yeah.
I get the little dance beat behind it too, which is cool.
I mean, I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but let's just say you started playing piano pretty late in the ball game, right?
Did, yeah. Yeah,
That's
I was 25 when I started.
that is unbelievable, and I'm insanely jealous because
Oh.
I'm a bass player, and
Uh-huh.
I do an okay job on the bass. Yeah, I understand music theory just fine, but I took like 3 classes in college on
Yeah.
piano, and I just simply cannot play piano. My left hand cannot do anything independent of my right hand, and
It took me a while to get that friendship going, but
yeah, I mean, like, I sat down with a metronome, I did the most basic things, and I just was not made to be a piano player. So I admire piano players so much. Like, I have a piano upstairs, and I sit down. I can do like D, G, C, and play Breakfast at Tiffany's and shake it and stuff. But I just can't do any, like, melodies in right hand and rhythms in the left hand. So, I mean, the fact that you taught yourself so late is pretty awesome. You should be pretty proud of that.
yeah.
So, you've been playing for years, a long time. Was there a specific artist or band you saw as a kid? You're like, okay, I've always listened to music, but now I got to do this. I got to play.
Yeah. It's definitely a combination of a lot of artists. Growing up, my first two albums that I ever owned, the first one was Little Earthquakes by Tori Amos and Live Throwing Copper. So
Okay.
that pretty much like summed up. I'm like a big alternative '90s fan, but I also had like show tunes and Broadway experience and gospel church music, whatever you want to call it. And so I had this like that music though in particular, especially Tori live. I love Moby, and I also love the electronic dance music, like the like Little Susie and Stevie B and all that kind of stuff. So there was like that stuff really kind of got me to Tori as far as the piano. That any kind of piano based music I used to love, and now in my at my piano bar I take a lot of like alt rock songs, like guitar driven songs, and play them on the piano, which
Right.
to me is really connects those worlds for me. But yeah, so that trying to think, yeah, Depeche Mode, Moby, Tori, Sarah McLachlan, Fiona Apple. I grew up on a lot of that stuff. So.
Right. Well, you were mentioned before about your, heavy stuff to the piano. An example of that is the cover you did, "Heavy" from
Hmm.
Collective Soul. And usually, I got to be honest, I'm usually not a big fan of like big rock songs done, kind of like acoustic piano. But
Yeah,
that was pretty good. I must
thank
say
you.
the way that chorus is just totally works with that song,
Yeah.
and that song reminds me of
I
like,
have to give the credit on the piano to Tony Corelli, who actually did the arrangements. We were collabing on that one, and I knew that was, like I said, that was in the very beginning, the first like 2 years of me playing piano. So I was singing it to him, and he's an amazing piano. He's an amazing producer engineer too. But like he did that arrangement, and it took me a while because once I was actually playing piano fluently. I had to learn how he played those parts, and that was really challenging. But it also taught me a lot. I love that song. So I mean, it's a cover song on the record, but that's actually my favorite song on the record.
right.
So
No, that's fine. That's a great
yeah.
arrangement. Now, your dog, walked in and out. You got to tell me the dog's name and
Uh,
how long you had the dog for.
Kira with the K, Kyra. She's a nut
Kira
job.
Carmen.
She's spasmodic like me, and she doesn't like. Well, this is not me, but she does not like when I give anybody else attention.
Yeah, that's all right. She's doing all right with it. She's not barking. That's cool.
I'm just gonna have to sit here and pet her the whole time. She'll be
That's
okay.
fine. So I checked out your lyrics. They're pretty personal lyrics. Like, take me through your writing process. Is it kind of you sitting down at the piano, writing melodies first, and then matching lyrics, or do you write lyrics and then try to fit music to that? What's the process like?
It's a little bit of both. I like to say it's weird because the creative side is that's my most favorite time or my most passionate, part of my life. But it happens in the spaces in between my life. So a lot of my writing doesn't happen in the front of my brain; it happens in the back. Like I always have like a million things going on. So I'll be, in the store getting ready or cleaning or working on some emails. And I have a lot of times little things come to me that like finish the song. So a song could start to finish. There's sometimes I'm totally inspired and it just, I sit down and it's done within a couple minutes. And there's other times it takes about a year or more of just these, little shots of inspiration coming in the back of my head, but I don't really think I own them. I mean, that's partly, I think I'm an alien from another planet because I get these messages and they're all like subliminal messages, and I don't really know what I'm writing about until I start singing it, and then I have to like figure it out after what it's about. It's really, really messed up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are times that I'm actually completely aware of the music, but there's a lot of times that I'm like totally like, what the F is going on? And then, a lot of people have their experience and then they write about it. I write about something and it's my subconscious is speaking of something. And then all of a sudden I have to figure out what that experience is,
Yeah.
or it almost like helps my life or helps me dig into myself a little bit more. But
it sounds to me like that's an idea right there for a song.
yeah. It's actually, there is a song actually on the next album called Deeper, which is going to be reflective of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So is that what you're working on for 2013?
Yeah, 2013 is going to be a full year of the new record. I just had a meeting with one of my producers and then this company in New York who was supposed to help me with the launch and everything. So I'm really, really excited. But it's and the majority of the music, it's ready. We're in the stage of like really coloring in the lines now, so it's a very awesome time, but also there's a lot of work that's going to be involved in the next couple of months. I'll be crazy as hell.
That's a good thing, though.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Now, how do you find producers you want to work with?
Over time, I've dealt with people. I've dealt with a lot of great people, but I think it's the same as like, I guess, finding a friend or a boyfriend or something. You just eventually click with somebody and they get you and you get them musically. It's a chemistry. It's all the same, and then over time it just works out. So, yeah. Jamie Meyerson is one of the producers on my record, and I've been working with him since, for a really long time, longer than the other ones. And he really gets my, kind of like the electronic texture, dark side, and like the, just kind of stepping outside of the normal realm of what's current. And then another guy, Alfred James Goodrich, he's going to be another producer engineer on it, and he's actually my cello player. And then Valerie Volo are they perform with me all the time, and his studio is going to be dealing with like the drum and the string arrangements and stuff. So I found these people through blessing, but it was over the course of time, and then you just realize it works and you stick with it because why mess up with it?
Yeah, and that's another thing that I found curious. I checked out some of your videos and stuff, and do you have a solid band that you work with all the time, or are you just kind of working with session
Changes a lot.
musicians and that kind of thing? Like that whole world is so foreign to me.
Yeah.
Musicians that actually can just come in and play their parts and
Yeah.
not screw up. Like, are you posting ads and finding these people, or are they coming to you because they?
I was really lucky. I mean, with once I met Val, and she became like, my right hand woman with everything, and she was always introducing me to people, and I met Val and Alfred actually the same day. So they have between with their work. I mean, they're working musicians. They run a studio and all that good stuff. So they deal with people all the time, and they've introduced me to musicians to work with. So right now, I mean, I've also had, when I was doing my first solo stuff in New York City, and I was just traveling up in New York and trying to get my feet wet with playing like the solo shows behind the piano. I had met musicians up there, and I would jam with them whenever I could. So it was just kind of like, however it worked out, you just kind of like ran with it, and then eventually it started to consolidate itself. But over the course of time, I've just met a lot of people, and I've been blessed to have them on stage with me. But it doesn't always stay the same.
Right.
So
well, we should. Speaking of shows, we should have mentioned this at the top. February 7th. You're doing a original show. Something you were saying you don't usually do that as often as you'd like.
Yeah. I wish I could play more original shows, but I like to kind of have an original show just every so often, so it's more important than like somebody coming to a piano bar and hearing me sing. So, but the February 7th show is at the World Cafe Live, and It's a showcase. Yeah, so it's not my own show, but it's my show with a bunch of other artists. I guess you could say I play a little bit earlier on, but it's great because I've done a couple showcases with the Royal Cafe and Boy Wonder, and because he's the one who runs them, and they're great. I mean, you meet so many people and they're fun, but
it's just a cool place too.
Yeah, it's a great place, great sound. I mean, it's Philly, and yeah, so it's all good stuff. Yeah.
And you're actually from New Jersey, right?
Yeah, I live right. I mean, it's kind of like NJPHL because I'm like right on the board. I live like a stone's throw from the bridge, so okay. I'm back and forth all the time.
Well, we won't hold that against you. That's fine.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, let's see here. I would like you to complete 2 sentences for me. Very random.
Oh, goodness.
All right. The scariest movie I've ever seen is?
The first 5 minutes of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The rest of it, I held a scarf over my head.
Good answer. All right, this one I really want to know. My favorite cereal is?
Ooh, I've been mixing them lately. I have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I have Chex. Cheerios is great. I've been mixing all of them lately. Actually.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is an incredible cereal.
Yeah.
I think I have to go back to Cinnamon Toast Crunch in like 2015 because I was eating it every day for like
peanut butter crunch. Now I thought it was cinnamon peanut butter toast crunch, but it was actually just the peanut butter. But I got both of them, and I've been mixing them as well.
I think they make a cinnamon Captain Crunch now.
Well, cinnamon Captain Crunch.
Some new Captain Crunch flavor. They definitely make. Yeah, you got to look into that.
Cool, I will.
Now, your publicist sent me over some random facts about you. You're very into astronomy and astrology.
Yeah. Weird.
I took a class on that in college. It was a good time. You got to sit in the planetarium and look up at the Big Dipper and all that. What's your fascination with it?
I'm so into the energy, and where I study natal charts, and I'm getting pretty good at like reading people's energy and understanding if like we're compatible, like based off their ascendant or their moon sign or their sun sign, and I don't know enough. I mean, and there's so much information to absorb that for me, it's like, I mean, I really wish I could keep all the information in, but I was never good at that stuff, even in high school. But I just like to read about it and learning it as I come. And it gives me a lot of inspiration, actually, in writing. I have a song for the new record talking about, the title is When Jupiter Moves Forward, because actually within it's like a day or two, Jupiter actually moves forward. Wow. It's always moving forward, but right now it's retrograde, so it looks like it's moving backwards. It's really not, but it can kind of mess you up. So
wow.
I know it's kind of weird, but that's like my little side hobby.
See, this is why I do the show, because I did not expect the conversation to turn this way, but I love it. You know,
But just so you know, it's a good thing. Jupiter's moving forward in a couple of days, and it's going to be really good, especially if Jupiter's in your natal chart.
you see,
I mean, actually, no, depending on where Jupiter is in your natal chart. Sorry, said that wrong.
it's gonna be great. I'm gonna promote the heck out of this interview, but like when I'm at work tomorrow, I'm gonna talk about Jupiter getting closer, and I'm not gonna give you credit for it, but I'm gonna sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Sounds good.
So, and you're also really into nutrition.
Yeah.
Which you know, as you can tell by my cinnamon toast crunch comment, I'm in a lull with nutrition right now. I don't know. I have no time to like cook. I got a 9-month baby, and I gotta drive her to and from places. I gotta sit her down.
Mm-hmm.
Now her nutrition is incredible. She gets her fruits, her vegetables, all that stuff we have written down. But as far as me, it's like takeout food, bad Chinese food, pizza. Yeah, it's a bad time.
Oh no. See, there's definitely ways around that. See, like as long as you're not ordering the takeout and stuff, there's ways of like I don't ever feel like I have time to cook or eat or anything, but like I try to keep myself healthy with certain things when I know that I'm not ingesting enough of the good stuff of the earth. So, I mean, like for instance, like today, this was actually really embarrassing. I had to go to the grocery store and I'm like I had like 2 big bottles of Bragg's raw apple cider vinegar because I live off this stuff. I mean, I make my own face tonics with it and lotions and I drink it and I mean, it's really crazy. I must just take a bath in vinegar.
Wait, what is it? It's just vinegar?
It's apple cider vinegar, which is like I mean, it's been used as for medicinal purposes and just like youth purposes for years and years and years. I mean, I think it was like Hippocrates. I think he's the god of medicine. I don't know. I think he was the one who started. I don't remember. He was the one who like really started pushing it back then in like the BC times, I guess. And it's still really
back
awesome
in the BC. Now. Yep.
Yeah. Right. But no, so I was going and I was like, so I had to get 2 big bottles and I'm like rushing to get out and I threw and I asked the one bottle totally slipped out of my hand and fell, splattered all over the lady, and everybody's looking at me because now the whole checkout aisle smells like vinegar, and I'm like, so sorry. But and I told them, and I was trying to let them look at the bright side because they were all so mad at me. Like I was saying sorry so many times, and the guy that's mopping, he's just looking at me. I was like, oh no. But I was like, look, your floors are going to be really, really clean because you can actually use it to clean.
Yeah. That's what it gets paid for.
Yeah.
You know what? I mop pizza shops, from age 14 till like I graduated college. I don't feel bad for the mopper, all right? That's what he's there to do. But
it's very good for you. If you're eating bad food, you should always take, even if you wanted to eat the takeout, just have like at least like 1 glass of raw apple cider vinegar a day, just like a little bit with some water, and then it'll make all that bad crap you eat. It'll like even it out.
Now, why am I hearing about this for the first time? Because that sounds too easy.
It is easy, but you'll probably, and you also get more energy, especially, you have a newborn. So it's like really good for energy. Have it in the morning, almost like right after you eat your breakfast, or like have it at lunch. It's like a total pep in your step.
Yeah. I'm surprisingly good with the energy. Energy level's just fine.
Okay.
It's just like, I just need something I can microwave and be done with it in 20 minutes, or like order for delivery.
Well, the ACV is mainly for the magnesium and the nutrients that are inside of it. But as far as like, you should just like get protein shake and like a really good protein shake.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, don't change the rest. I don't believe in changing your diet. If that's what you want, I mean, I still love Breyer's ice cream. Like that's,
That's what's up.
Yeah, you can't go without that.
So. I feel like I have 3 keys to looking and feeling good, and that's you got to exercise at least 3 times a week, preferably more.
Mm-hmm.
You got to eat a salad for lunch, and you can't drink flavored drinks. And
the drinks are a big thing. Yeah,
you're good to go. After that, you can eat. You can eat Chinese for dinner, whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
You drive yourself nuts.
Make more healthy.
But I can't even do that. It's so simple. I can't even do that.
No.
Flavored drinks. But I'm not drinking a flavored drink right now.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So on your website,
it's really outdated. Sorry, I'm working on it.
Well, actually, I do have a comment about that, because if you click on like the interview section, it's like interviews coming soon. I can't think of a better interview, to make the first interview on the page there.
Yeah, I got really behind on all my administrative work because like I mean I juggle a lot by myself and I'm such a in like granted I can ask for help or I can get extra help but I'm so particular doing everything myself and like designing everything myself and then so I'll just keep pushing it back and then I realize that my like main calling card is like a year and a half outdated and I'm like gotta work on that so
well I have to say because I used to play in bands and stuff like years ago, and writing bios and doing all that website stuff seemed like just a pain. It's like, who's gonna read this bio? And I thought that for 10 years, but now I'm the guy that reads the bio, man.
yeah.
I need that bio to craft these wonderful questions I got here. They're all nice and printed out for you.
Oh, there you go. Homework.
But you did some modeling a little while ago. You still doing that?
Yeah, I don't do much. I mean, I started out in the music, when I was a kid, and then when I moved to New York City when I was 18, right out of high school, that's when I started dabbling in the modeling scene, only to kind of open the doors because it's the same industry. I'm not as there is a creative element to it. Like I like modeling that has a very obviously artistic direction about it, but a lot of the modeling that I was doing was kind of it was like swimsuit modeling was all I was really getting offered, and it helped me out to a certain degree because I got some acting jobs from that, and so those two together, I would just do them on the side, and they would help open up doors for me. But it was weird because for the longest time, like people only saw like they kept asking like, oh, you're modeling, you're still modeling. I was like, I never really modeled. I've always been doing music, but because with the modeling, those pictures get out so quick that like people thought that's what I did. And music's always been my life, but I had to like stop doing those things for a while because people like weren't realizing that I was a musician. So,
oh, really? I mean, I would think, your pictures are getting out there and people, that probably wouldn't check out your music normally would, be checking you out. That's not the case.
Was that because they weren't like, I had to start when I think after my first year of working with this one company, I agreed to them that I would do like the portions that they wanted, the modeling, styles that they wanted, as long as I was able to do some artistic sides of it as well, so I could use it for my, the creative side of my music projects.
Sure.
And so, like the cover of "Let Me Introduce Myself Again" is actually from a photo shoot that I did with the modeling company and down in Florida, and that was like the one photographer agreed to like let me do my side of things, and then I got that picture out of it, although I still did their so it was kind of like it was definitely give and take. It helped me out a lot because I mean everybody needs new promo photos.
Oh yeah,
my is going crazy. I have no idea what she's doing. I don't know if I can hear her. I think she's downstairs trying to get through. I might have to get up and let her in through the other door. So
all right.
If it keeps bothering me, we'll see.
Well, that's a good segue into the last part of the interview there, Michelle. We play a little game here on JoeyRitter.com called Turn It Up or Turn It Off.
Oh, goodness.
Very simple. I'm going to name you 5 songs. You simply
What if I don't know the songs?
Oh, you'll know them.
Sure, because I'm really bad at that stuff.
You're not. I got some 90s songs on,
Okay.
First song's a 90s song, Wonderful by Everclear.
I don't recall it.
You know what?
I mean, that's the thing. I need to. The thing
Michelle,
is,
this is okay. This is okay.
I probably know it if I heard it. Can you play it for me?
I
don't
sing
know titles.
it for you. You got to understand something. I love when people don't know it because that means I get to sing it.
And you get to sing.
I get to sing to somebody who knows how to sing. This is wonderful. It's I can't now. It's a hold my head and a hold my heart. Na, 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 na. All right, make things I believe, make me very wonderful again.
Yeah, I think I always turn that up.
And the world is so big, so big. I just can't understand that. When you tell me everything is wonderful again. No?
Yeah, no, I would turn that up. Yeah.
All right.
Good job.
You would turn up my version.
Yeah, your version.
Okay, great.
Totally.
Please know the next 4 songs, because
I hope so.
I thought I knew it. And then
I'm really embarrassed if I don't, because it's like the worst thing for me. I don't know titles. I play hundreds of songs though all the time, and I can't remember names.
I hear you. All right. Don't You Forget About Me. Simple Minds. Breakfast Club.
Oh, totally turning that up.
All right.
Yeah.
That one I actually could sing well. Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne. Hey, hey, you. I don't like your girlfriend.
Sorry, not
Turning it down?
Yeah.
All right. I Will Wait for You, Mumford and Sons, new song.
I'm kind of over it. I'll just put it on neutral.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
All right. And your last song is Jeremy by Pearl Jam.
Oh,
Turn it
totally.
up.
Yeah.
All right. February 7th, World Cafe Live, Philadelphia, PA. Do you know the address of the World Cafe? It's on what?
It's right. It's like the 30th. It's right near 30th Street train station. So I mean, I don't know the exact address now, but it's right around there.
Everybody follow Michele Karmin on Twitter. That's MicheleKarmin. Michele, thank you so much for doing the show. Anything I'm forgetting to mention?
And I think you got everything.
Michele, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.